Yep, Charlamagne the God.
Andrew Schultz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots, and this week's episode is brought to you by Squarespace. This week's episode of Brilliant Idiots, that is. With beautiful templates created by world-class designers, Squarespace makes it easy to turn your idea into a new and unique website in just a few clicks. Squarespace Analytics help you grow in real time. And if you have a question, their award-winning 24/7 customer support is there to help. Go to squarespace.com today to start a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code IDIOT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Think it, dream it, make it with Squarespace. Now, first of all, I want everybody to go out there and continue to buy my book, Black Privilege Opportunity Comes to Those Who Create It. School's back in now, so for whatever reason, people are really starting to grab it again. Teachers are coming up to me in the street saying they're using it for lesson plans.
Right.
Even though it's got a lot of profanity and stuff in it.
Still dope.
I'm not mad at that.
That's
And I tell the teachers they're hearing worse things on social media and in real life.
That's true.
Okay, I'm just telling the story of my life in a language that they can understand.
Yeah.
So go get that. And where we going to be at September 30th?
September 30th, Highline Ballroom in New York City. We got the Brilliant Idiots live show, so make sure you get into that.
Where you get tickets at? Highline Ballroom?
HighlineBallroom.com. You can get tickets right there. And make sure you get tickets for that. I think the meet and greets possibly are sold out. I got a tweet or something like that, but make sure you just cop and get them. Also, keep on watching 441, the stand-up project I put out. Thank you guys so much for supporting that. That was crazy.
A lot of views?
Yeah, man. I mean, it was just it's just been overwhelming, just the response.
I saw somebody tweet out, man, I saw 441 amazing, Schultz and CTG 2020. I'm like, well, what the fuck did he say on this special? That got them wanting us to run for president now. Like, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah, man, it's been chill, dude. It's just so interesting. Like, I think I maybe even spoke about last week, but I'm not sure. Just like, I assumed that people knew that I did stand-up.
No, they think you're just a fucking alt-right political pundit. That's what they think. They think you're just I'm serious. They think you're just an agitator on a podcast.
Right.
Which is weird to me.
Right.
Because it's like, I think you was introduced as a comedian since day one. From Guy Cole days, MTV.
Yeah.
You've always done stand-up. You give out dates. What do y'all think Andrew's going to do at these shows?
It's odd to me. It's like so many people are like, yo, I know you've done stand-up, but I never thought about coming. And now people are like, yo, I got to come to a show. I'm not going to lie. My Thursday show in San Diego was sold out. I was like, well, I don't sell out Thursdays. Thursday's the tough night to sell. Like, if you sell out Thursdays and Sundays, that's how you know you're a big act, right? Like Duval's selling out Thursday, Sundays, maybe adding a show.
Still after
full of trans people.
the LGBT community, all right, full of transphobic people. But the show's selling out
still all protesters, but they buying 2 drinks. So I sold out Thursday. Then Friday we had to turn away like 50 people.
Wow!
And this is in San Diego, the weekend of a Canelo fight. So
wow,
you know what I mean? It was so crazy, and I was like, wow. And I don't know if this is coincidence, but like maybe on some level, you just have to show that you do the thing that you say you do. You have to prove yourself to people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, put out a single. Like you put out a single before you say buy my album.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe in a way, this is, my way of trying to prove. So keep on watching, keep on sharing, man. I got a couple goals. I first want to hit 100,000 views, and then I want to hit 500, then I want to hit 1 million, and that would be so amazing if you guys just keep sharing. The more people see it, the closer I can get to that. So that'd be so cool.
You go to Brilliant Idiots YouTube page. What about Milwaukee? Are we in Milwaukee?
Oh yeah, the 28th of October.
28th of October
for the Milwaukee Podcast Festival. So if you're out there, come through. Chicago, come through. Everybody in that vicinity. I got some shows in Chicago coming up as well. Zanies. I'll be there the 4th through the 7th, Saturday through Tuesday. I'll be doing that, and then yeah, I got some other stuff. Check it out, theandrewschultz.com.
So we've been in Milwaukee 3 days before Halloween. I've been slimming down on purpose to squeeze into my Halloween costume.
Oh, yeah? What's your Halloween costume?
Oh, I don't want to tell people, but I'm just going to give you a hint.
Yeah.
Spandex.
Okay.
Latex. All right?
Okay.
It's going down. All right? Stretchy.
What do you mean?
All right? It's going down on Halloween, goddammit. All right? I can't wear nothing under this Halloween costume.
What gender is your costume?
Oh, he has no gender.
He?
Or she has no gender. It has no gender.
Okay.
It's bigger than gender, okay?
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
All right.
It's going to be amazing.
All right, cool.
But you'll see on Halloween.
All right,
now,
so you came in here upset at PETA.
I came in there upset at PETA. The reason I came in there upset at PETA because earlier it was reported Gucci Mane had a book signing in New York this week. Barnes & Noble's on Fifth Avenue, I believe. Mm-hmm. And the PETA people came and rushed him at the book signing. Also, I've seen the PETA people rush Kelly Rowland at a book signing. Mind you, I've never seen Kelly Rowland wear fur. I've definitely seen Gucci Mane wear fur.
Sure.
Whatever.
Yeah.
My thing with the PETA people is, what is your goal? The only time we hear about PETA is when they're bum rushing celebrities. Shouldn't you be bum rushing fast food restaurants? Shouldn't you be bum rushing places that actually serve animal? If you really care that much, why is it just the celebrities who wear fur?
If anything, the celebrities are recycling. It's like you already killed the animal. What are we gonna do? Waste the fur?
You killed the animal to eat it. So they got the fur to put on a coat. Like
they're Native American about it. Like we're gonna use every little bit of the buffalo.
That's all I want to know. I want to know what is PETA's goal.
I think you're right, to agitate.
Just to agitate, like, because it don't even serve no purpose.
Yo, if my boy had a funny joke, shout out to Rob Mayo. He goes, if PETA really cared about animals, they wouldn't wait till they were dead to throw paint on them. He goes, they just go to the farm and they be spray painting all the animals.
Don't kill this animal.
Exactly. Now you can't make a jacket out of that bitch.
But it's the truth, though, man. It's like, yo, you interrupt these people at these book signings and stuff, and you don't even give no lessons. You're not passing out no pamphlets. You know what I'm saying? No, seriously. You're not saying call PETA hotline. Like, you're not giving us no call to action.
Exactly.
It's just show up, scream at Gucci Mane, show up, scream at Kelly Rowland, throw paint on motherfucking shit, and then what?
Yeah, it's like you're ISIS without like a
goal
or a
goal.
goal.
Cause.
Right?
Pray to Allah, something. Let me know why you're doing this. Oh God,
Chris just grabbed the mic.
You see,
Chris just grabbed the mic. I have to intervene here.
By the way, Chris, who I've never heard mention PETA, is about to defend them. Go, Chris. Go, Chris. Go, Chris. Go, Chris.
They do a lot of other stuff. I had to research them for a project. It's just it doesn't get reported.
I heard they protect ticks that give people Lyme disease. You fucking asshole.
Well, fuck PETA.
I don't know what PETA does. I don't have a beef with PETA. I'm just saying, you're not doing a good job marketing. That's all I'm saying.
So they think it's what, cruel to animals? Is that
Is that what it is? Cruelty to animals, Chris? I don't know.
I mean, they're against factory farming. I mean, are you talking about specifically about the minks? Yeah, I mean, there are certain breeds of animals that are raised specifically in terrible conditions to be used in the mink coats. Their argument is you can get fake fur now, you can get pleather, whatever.
How do we know they're not wearing that, though? That's the thing. Like, you don't know what these celebrities are wearing. You don't know if it's faux fur or not. You done threw fucking paint on my faux goddamn fur, you piece of shit. How do you know if it's real or not?
Yeah, that is true.
They do it. Look, they do it because this is the shit that gets you talking about it. Where, I'm on their website right now. They did a lot of other stuff this month. Nobody really talks about it. If this is what gets you talking about it.
Pass out some pampahlets, PETA, when you interrupt people. Like, just don't show up and start screaming at Gucci, man.
Yeah, why? Yeah.
And by the way, you have to show me another reason to fucking use a mink. All right, are minks tasty? Like, why is it? Like, what about mink? Like, do minks eat snakes or something? Like, what do minks do to protect us? You know what I'm saying? I want to know, what is a mink's place in the ecosystem?
I can see them getting snakes.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. All right, before I had to live in New York, I didn't see any reason to have a mink coat. I was like, motherfuckers that wear minks are fucking assholes. They're arrogant. They just want to be seen. Let that goddamn New York winter hit your ass one good time.
I think I need some fur.
I need a goddamn mink. All right.
I think this goes to show how Gucci's really come full circle, or maybe gone 180.
Yeah.
When like the softest of people, which is PETA, aren't afraid to go at him. Like there was a time, bro.
Yeah, you're not running up on Gucci.
You're not running up on Gucci. No, but he's been friendly. Yeah. He's been smiling. Yeah. He's been I don't know, he's married. He's like a really calm down. This is a new Gucci.
By the way, nobody's ever ran up on Gucci and said, stop talking about using drugs so much. Stop talking about selling drugs so much. You actually killed somebody and, you're still talking about shooting people. Yeah. I've never seen anybody run up on him for that.
What is the distance of care? Nah, for real. I ask myself all the time, what, like, how far do you need to be away from something for you to not give a fuck about it? Yeah. I've been talking to people about this shit. Like,
explain a little more.
Like for example, like we tweet all the time about how awful the world is and how oppressed different groups are and how fucked up things are happening. But we're tweeting on a phone made by the equivalent of child slaves, essentially. In China, right?
Yeah.
But like,
it's about what you don't know. If you don't know about that, if you saw how these phones were made,
facts,
you still use them because you need one. But
like, you be tweeting like, "Yo, it's fucked up about this phone."
About this phone, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no such thing as like a organic phone. Like, there's no good way to make a smartphone. No, I'm serious. Is there a good way to make a smartphone? This shit is GMO, baby. Like, seriously, is there a good way to make a smartphone?
Nah, bro.
No. It's some little kid slaving over this shit.
Yeah.
This
Against his will. Yeah, no choice. He got to stay in there. He got to do it.
So whatever, Peter. I'm not mad at you. Just have a cause.
But
that's all I'm saying.
Should we? That's a good question. Like, should we not be able to call things out just because we're okay with other fucked up things?
That is a good question, and I'm gonna tell you why. Checking your own hypocrisy is tough. And that's why I love the book, The Four Agreements, because The Four Agreements talks about being impeccable with your word.
Okay.
And it talks about, not taking things personally, but those are things that we all do.
Yeah.
Like, none of us are impeccable with our word. We all gossip. We all make it. That's the other one. Don't make assumptions. We all make assumptions. Like, we all, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Bro, like, you're just as wrong. You fucking, what if you're a member of PETA and you're not vegan? Like, seriously, what if you hate the fact that he fucking
Don't
wears
wear
mink
the coats,
but you
throw
love
them out.
bacon?
Yeah.
It's weird. All of us are hypocrites. All of us contradict ourselves, and we do this weird thing where we weigh sins.
Yes.
And I'm starting
to way wrong.
Way wrong. Like, the older I'm getting, I'm like, I can't agree with that, bro. Like,
you're saying certain things aren't more wrong?
I just don't think that. I think that it's weird. All right, I just think we should call each other out whenever we're doing
What
wrong.
hit you?
Period.
What was it? Something hit you?
Well, I mean, it's been hitting me, but this weekend, with the Kevin Hart situation. I mean,
let's talk
I'm
about
laying in the bed on Sunday morning.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, Kevin Hart got raped by a
I'm not even sure it's Kevin on the video. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure it's Kevin on the video. I'm being honest with you.
I love you.
Like, listen, R. Kelly, we don't know if they claim it's not R. Kelly on the sex tape. We don't know if it's Kevin on the video.
That's true.
Some short, dark-skinned guy who sounds a lot like Kevin Hart, which isn't hard to do either.
Listen, I don't know where Duval was that day.
Yes.
I think we need to look into it.
Come on. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I get a text from DJ Envy. Envy's like, I got two texts. One text said, what happened? Did you hear what happened to Kev? I'm immediately thinking like,
something bad.
Yeah. And then another text is from Envy. And Envy's like, yo, man. Yo, Kev. And I'm like, is Kev dead? Like, I swear that's the first thing I thought. Yeah. And I don't have no social media on my phone.
That's right.
So I can't go to Twitter, you know what I'm saying? To see what's going on. So then Envy sends me a video. The video that this young lady has been shopping around, or whoever's been shopping around, sends me the video. So I'm watching the video. I make the stupid mistake of watching the video in bed with my wife.
Yikes.
Right?
Yikes.
Oh, man. So my wife, first reaction, Sunday morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. Good for that motherfucker. I hope these bitches start taping all you nasty ass niggas when y'all be out here creeping on your wives and fucking girlfriends. And if you go on the radio and defend that nigga, you a fuck boy too. Didn't ask me what I thought of the video. Didn't even ask me my opinion on it. Just automatically out the gate firing, right? So I said, well, I'm not going to get on the radio and defend Kev. But let's look at both sides here, okay?
You a fuck boy.
Cheating on a woman is wrong. Cheating on your wife is wrong.
Yeah.
But extortion and blackmail is also wrong.
Yeah.
Let's not act like this is not a filthy, home-wrecking whore who knew Kev was married.
She's more wrong.
I'm not going to say who's more wrong. That's boom.
No,
and this is
she
what
did double. Think about it. She also cheated.
Okay.
So they both cheated. That's wrong.
Okay.
But she assisted in cheating with a married man plus extortion. Kev's not extorting her.
I tend to agree with you because what Kev did was morally, ethically wrong.
Very true.
What she did was morally, ethically, and criminally
Illegal,
wrong.
criminal.
That is
Very
a
true.
crime.
Yep.
So that's how the whole discussion started about wrongs. Because I can't sit here. I understand my wife is pissed off.
Sure.
She's pissed off at the girl. She's pissed off at Kev.
Sure.
And because she wants Kev to know better, because she wants me to know better.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
She's not saying Kev. She's saying Charlamagne.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Still, it's right now.
Yeah.
Baby, that's not me on the video. I know me and Kev might be the same height. I wasn't in Vegas. I was with you the night all of this allegedly happened. Just not me on the video. But that's how the whole conversation started. Like, this girl is just as wrong as Kev is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kev did something wrong. This girl did something wrong.
She's more wrong.
I think she's more wrong too.
10 times more wrong.
I tend to agree, and it don't even have nothing to do.
Think about how evil this person is. Oh, man. She purposely came out with the tape now while Kev's girl is pregnant because she knew that would give her the most leverage to get money. She's basically saying, hey, you wouldn't want your pregnant wife and the world to find out that you're cheating on your pregnant. I don't know how long ago this happened. How long ago did this happen?
I don't even know.
It could have happened a year ago.
I don't know. I think it was during the. I want to say it was during the Mayweather fight. Could have been during the Mayweather. I don't.
Oh, that
know.
soon?
I don't know. I don't
So
want to.
basically, for people who don't understand, what she did, she set up like a fucking 2-camera shoot. She set up cameras.
Bro, let me tell you how strategic she was.
Yeah.
Watch the video.
Okay.
Have I told you the video?
No.
I gotta show you the video.
Yeah.
She posts the camera to where it's aiming at the mirror. So the camera's aiming at the mirror. So you see all the thrusting and everything going on. This guy who may or may not be Kev is having sex with this woman. Then he gets up and you see him like, he has to walk right in front of the camera because it's like the foot of the bed reflecting off the mirror so you can see what's going inside of the bed. But when you get out the bed and walk in front of the bed, you see everybody clearly. Oh, it was good. This is not it's not an ordinary horror we're dealing with.
See his dick?
I don't remember seeing his dick.
Did he raw her or did he use a condom?
I don't know. I really don't know. I honestly don't know.
Okay.
They didn't show all of that, but it doesn't matter. I mean, they don't use condoms on Insecure, so it's fine. Like, it's fine. You don't need...
That is crazy.
What do you mean they use it? What?
I noticed watching Insecure, like none of the
They don't use condoms on no show, though. Like, even when you watch Power, and I got time.
Yeah, come on.
It's only a certain... I mean, if you put a condom on in a TV show or a movie, it's part of a gag or something.
Yeah, it doesn't go with the thing. Also, it's not cheating if you're using a condom or whatever.
That is true. And it's not cheating if you're a black activist and it's a white woman. But listen, what I'm saying is my wife was so upset about this situation. And I didn't want to get... I got into a quick little argument about who's wrong and who's more wrong. But see, as a man... I know when to tap out.
They're smart.
As a man who's been caught cheating, throughout the 19 years that me and my wife has been together.
Yeah.
You're right, baby.
Get the fuck out of here.
You're absolutely motherfucking right.
Yeah.
Okay. You're a good man. That's it. I am a chaser. I've been scared straight, by the way.
Right.
I've been scared straight. I'm not into that kind of shit because of things like this. Yeah. It ain't even worth it to fucking creep on your girl. Get you a nice girl, man. Settle down. Mind your business. Find somebody that you can have unprotected sex with and be happy. Because this shit is filthy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. My feel, and I got a lot of shit like this on the internet for this, but I feel like I don't see it being that much different when we cheat from like when women have their period.
Explain.
We put up with their period. It's gross. It doesn't happen all the time, but we deal with it and we accept it. And then when they get older, they stop having their period. Same thing with us cheating. It's gross. It's annoying. They deal with it.
Happens maybe once a month.
Once a month. It barely happens. Maybe once a month. And then when we get older, look at you. You're older. It stops. You know what I mean?
That amazing logic. I totally see where you're coming from.
I go even further to say, there is a natural drive for you to have your period.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can't help your body makes you bleed out of your vagina hole. We have a natural drive. To have sex with other women. So you telling us not to do it is no different than me going, yo, how are you going to disrespect me by having your period, yo? How dare you have your period every month?
I'll take it a step further.
Okay.
A lot of people are saying that what Kev did is very embarrassing to his wife because it's publicly out there.
Who made it public?
Do you know how embarrassing it would be if your wife or girlfriend got her period in public?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
You had a game or something, or you just walking down the street and your girl got on some white jeans. You really just gonna have your period right here? All out in front of everybody?
And then you got a lot of people, nah, she got Snickers in her pants.
Oh my God.
Does your girl having her period potentially give you a disease?
Yeah.
What?
Hepatitis? A baby?
Chris,
see how you look at life.
Chris, you smoked a blunt with Wax a few weeks ago, and you told Wax you think about having sex with other guys.
Yeah, you almost cheated on your wife.
Don't come on this goddamn radio acting like you Mr. Faithful Man, all right? Because you was talking about having sex with a guy.
Hypothetically.
Okay. Oh, hypothetically. All right. Okay. Yeah. Your wife looking at your phone like, who's Kinky Boots calling? Like, what? That's my homie. I got a homie named Kinky Boots. Like, who? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Chris? All I'm simply saying is this, man. I don't know what is wrong, and I'm not going to weigh people's wrongs anymore.
Okay.
It's hard. I mean, we all know what is wrong. Like, it's just certain things that, like, murder is wrong.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Rape is wrong.
Right.
We know that. Beating on your woman is wrong. It's some things, man, that we can have debates about. And this is one of them.
Sure.
Whether who's wrong, Kev, with this girl, I think it's 50-50.
Look, we know that there's levels to wrong.
Yes.
Right? And that's why there are different sentences for different crimes.
Yes.
Right? Like if you punch someone, you get less time than if you kill somebody.
Yes.
Right? There's different levels of wrong. Right. So in this situation where she's extorting him and she's exposed him for cheating, I don't know. I think personally, like if you're trying to ruin someone's life, your punishment should be based on how ruined his life is. Because what happens if he started to lose movie deals? What happens if he started to lose opportunities for branding? And what happens if he lost his wife and his new kid?
I'm going to tell y'all something.
You gonna do 1 year in jail for that? Fuck that.
Kev was making, I think his last stand-up tour, this is when he surpassed Seinfeld. His last stand-up tour, they said he was bringing an average of $1 million per show. The name of his new stand-up tour is called Irresponsible. God works in mysterious ways. Right? Because all I see when I see this video and the name of his tour is material. Kev is going to own this shit, and he's going to make another $100 million off his stand-up
And
tour.
she ain't getting shit.
And you ain't gonna get nothing. And I'm gonna tell you what else makes this girl so despicable.
Yeah.
If you watch the video, she has like these post credits at the end of the video, and she's trying to take some moral high ground where she basically says, since you don't want to give me the money, I'm gonna put you out there since you want to play this role as some perfect guy and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And then she said something to the effect, and I know I'm not right. Yeah, we know you're not right.
Yeah.
You can't take a moral high ground when you know this man was married. You cheated with him, because that's what it is.
With the
You're cheating
intent to extort
together.
him. Yeah.
Both of y'all are fully
Yeah.
aware this man is married, so y'all cheated together,
Yeah.
and then you took it a step further and tried to extort this man?
Yeah.
Come on.
And premeditated extortion.
Premeditated extortion. Oh, my God.
Premeditated murder is first degree murder, right? You
Yeah.
do life for premeditated murder.
Ooh.
If you're doing premeditated extortion, there has to be a big punishment.
Ooh.
I think personally, at least my original take was the reason he came out and said that he cheated was so that he could cheat again. Because he needs to set the precedent now that he won't be extorted in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like,
All right, now.
He doesn't negotiate with terrorists.
I don't negotiate with terrorists.
All
I'm
you-
American
that's it.
about this
That's
shit.
it.
Because every other girl that was
Yeah.
thinking of extorting a guy ain't gonna go after Kev.
No.
Because you're gonna get if this girl's gonna get locked up, real talk, I think she's going to jail for what she did.
Kev has to make an example of her for
Set
everybody
a
else who
motherfucking
may or may not
example.
cheat on their girl in the future.
Damn right.
You cannot be extorting us
No.
just because we're terrible human
No,
beings.
you videotape me and it comes out. As long as my dick's hard in the video, we not negotiating shit.
I will
put
say
the video out.
I will say
You
this.
gotta put your own dick pic out before if it's soft.
I agree. I agree.
If you catch me soft in the video, I'm coming out and saying I cheated with my own dick pic. I'm be like, this is what I look like, swole. You're not gonna manipulate me. You're not gonna bully me.
Speaking of levels of wrong, and I thought about this too, I'm so glad that this girl just decided to extort Kev and not scream rape. Because
She
that
would
could
have made more money off the rape.
Yeah, because nobody wants that. And the bad thing about the rape allegation is now Kev's stuck with that. You know what I'm
regardless.
saying? Nobody does no research. They just know what this girl said. She stands on the stand with Lisa Bloom and cries.
That's
and
it.
now Kev's reputation is really ruined.
Yep.
Now motherfuckers really pull out. Endorsements, everything. They're like, they don't know if Kev raped this girl or not. They just not going to stand by
Can't
it.
be in a Pixar movie if you got a rape
Oh
charge.
my God!
No,
So it's like, in a way, I was like, yo, and I was thinking two things in this case. I was thinking about, is one part of the video where Kev's laying in the bed and somebody's taking a picture of him and the girl. I'm like, damn, somebody else was in the room. I'm like, who else was in the room? I'm like, Kev was really passed out. So I don't know if Kev even knows if somebody else was in the room. That's one thing I was thinking. Another thing I was thinking, like, yo, the reason I was thinking, I was like, because something really bad could have happened. If you're that passed out, somebody else is in the room, you don't know what somebody may do to you. And number two, I'm just like, I'm glad she didn't say Kev raped her.
Yep.
Because then it would be really, really bad. Now we just got a case where Kev, who has always admitted to his infidelity, whether it's in his stand-up with his ex-wife, Tori, he talks about it. In his book, he talks about it. He's always admitted to not being perfect in that department. And guess what? That's also something we all can understand, especially men. And women can even understand it to a certain extent.
How are women gonna not understand it when all we hear is women say men ain't shit, all men cheat? Stop being surprised.
And
if you say that we all cheat.
Yeah. And stop
you say
speaking
we
things into
ain't
existence.
shit. Listen.
Stop. Your thoughts become things, women.
You kept telling me I cheat.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
You out here reading The Secret. I was shit until you kept telling me all men ain't shit.
And then, hey, I gotta live up to my expectations.
Come on, man.
On some real shit. Absolutely. But yeah, I think there's something also that could be made about him being drunk and passed out. It's a conversation that comes out a lot with women. Which is if a woman is intoxicated and under the influence of drugs, she's not able to give consent. We have cases about this all the time at college campuses where they say that guys have raped a girl, even though both the guy and the girl are equally drunk. They say the guy rapes the girl because the girl was too intoxicated to give consent. I think this girl admitted that she was not that drunk, but admitted that Kev was
drunk. She said Kev was drunk and on drugs. Wow, Kev got raped.
Having sex with him. Well, I think we need the feminist community to come out and keep that same energy.
Wow.
And support this rape victim, Kevin Hart.
Kev got raped. If that is Kev on that tape.
If it is Kev on the tape. It might not be Kev.
He got raped.
But if it was, he might have gotten raped. And I think we need to support him. So he's the real victim here. How are you going to extort someone after you rape him?
And everybody's like,
what kind of evil bitch does that?
Everybody's like, Kev's on video apologizing. Yes, sometimes victims blame themselves.
Yeah,
sometimes victims blame themselves.
It is so true.
This is crazy. This young lady, we might need to press some other charges against this young lady. I thought it was just an extortion situation.
No. This could be rape too.
Now you're right, because in the video,
Kevin's not big enough to defend himself. That's another thing. A lot of
especially
times,
against two women. They say it was two women. I'm not sure if it was two, but they say it was two. I didn't see two on the video.
Against one, fair fight, but two, absolutely not. Yeah. And that's a gang rape. There's another person there. So this is a perfect situation where people go, a man is stronger. He's more powerful. He can defend himself against women. He can put a woman in a position where she can't help herself. She can't defend herself.
Gotcha.
Not Kev. Wow. Kev is at the mercy of that lady.
I agree with you, man, because I was shocked when I heard this news simply because we all know men don't cheat. You know what I'm saying?
They never have cheated.
Yeah, we don't cheat. We don't cheat. I mean, it's rare occasions where men get possessed by the devil.
Yep, or drugs.
Or drugs, or alcohol. Exactly. And it causes us to do things that we would never do in our right minds.
No, we're sober. Listen, a sober man has never been unfaithful. A sober man, when the devil is inside him, man is capable of devilish acts. You
know how I know you're telling the truth?
Talk to me.
Look at the lifestyle that somebody like Kevin Hart lives. And I was having this conversation with my wife too. Like, that's why it's certain situations I'm not going to put myself into because I know how easy it is for the devil to get inside you in those situations. You're in Vegas. Rockstar lifestyle might don't make it. You're drinking, you're smoking weed, women galore.
Everywhere.
You go back to those nice rooms, whether it's the Bellagio Hotel or the MGM. You don't feel like you're supposed to go there by yourself.
Oh, it's lonely.
It's a young lady there. You know what I'm saying? A young lady want to come back with you to your room?
Yeah.
You know what? A lot of women go to Vegas. They don't have money for rooms. You're being a nice gentleman. You bring one back to your room. Yep. In return, she decides to show you what that mouth do.
Yeah.
But you would never have made those choices on a sober mind.
If you were sober, you would have made.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's also acknowledge you're looking at this girl. Looks Latina, probably a victim of Hurricane Irma. You want to provide housing for her, right? This is really a charity situation when you think about it. This is not an evil person.
So true.
This is someone trying to house refugees from a hurricane.
Yes. Kev took in two. If it was two women, he took in two, man.
Come on, yo.
This is crazy. I can't believe y'all doing this.
And we out here acting like he cheated.
I can't believe this.
Who'd he cheat?
I can't believe this.
Who'd he cheat?
I can't believe this.
No. You know who cheated these girls? Hurricane Irma cheated these girls.
The only person who got cheated was, the other women who Kev couldn't get to that night.
Listen, Schindler couldn't keep all the Jews. He couldn't help all the Jews. He helped as many as he could.
There you
right?
go.
Schindler's list. This was Kevin's list. Kevin had two girls.
I agree.
Okay? He had Maria
I agree.
and Chanique. I don't know the other one.
I don't know the other one.
But he had both of them, and he did everything he could for those girls. And how'd they repay him?
This is the era.
Raping his little ass.
You're right. And this is the era that we live in. We live in this era where, like, I hated when everybody was saying things like, that's why. Oh, that's what the girl said on the video and everybody ran with it. That's why he was doing all of this for the hurricane victims. Because he was just trying to get ahead of this story and paint himself in a positive light.
Maybe he felt good helping too and he wanted to help more.
How about you can't plan hurricanes? I didn't plan this fucking hurricane to happen. All right? Hurricane happened. I can do two things at once. I allegedly cheated on my wife.
Yeah.
More than likely got raped because I was drugged.
Yeah.
And I was helping hurricane victims. You know what I'm saying? Think about how selfless Kev is to not think of himself in a moment like that. After the traumatizing experience that he went through in that hotel room with that girl where he was drugged.
Yeah.
Extorted, and still chose to raise money for victims of Hurricane Harvey.
And
God bless
apologized to his
Kevin Hart.
family.
And
apologized to his family.
Laid down on that goddamn song. How brave of Kev.
He's a brave man.
To apologize to his family. To take the blame for something that we don't even know if he did or not, because we're not even sure if it was him in the video. If it was him in the video, he was clearly a rape victim because he was drugged.
Drunk and on drugs.
But did a video blaming himself.
That's how. That's what a man does.
Yes.
A man takes responsibility for his actions, even if they aren't his.
Yes.
What did Jesus do? Jesus died for your sins.
No, let's be for real.
Keep it real.
No. Jesus got murdered. Jesus got dragged.
She tried to put Kevin on a cross.
Put him up on a crucifix.
And we're like, not again.
Jesus got killed.
Not again.
And still said, you know what? I want to be up here.
That's what.
Kev laid down on the cross for us,
he
bro.
did. And, we didn't put him up.
Whoa.
We got his back because we've seen this happen before in Jerusalem. And we weren't letting that shit happen again.
Whoa.
No.
God bless Kevin Hart, man. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Kev. I wish him the best.
Yeah.
I wish his family the best. You know, I don't want his wife to be stressed out over this situation. I just want people to look at all sides of the situation.
Yeah.
Okay? Kevin Hart has laid down on the cross for us all. Kevin Hart literally died so we could live. So what are the lessons to learn from this situation?
Stay away from Puerto Ricans.
Okay.
That's really the only one I got.
Watch who you're around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because people will try to ply you with alcohol, fill you up with drugs. Same thing we tell women, like, yo, don't be in these situations drunk and high.
Yeah.
Because the number one thing is people shouldn't rape.
You want to know some real shit?
Okay.
How many of those tweets did you see from women saying, why'd he put himself in that situation?
Ooh.
What else? Did he dress too sexy too?
No,
Is that what he did? Did Kevin dress away where he wanted it?
I did see some. Why did he put himself in that situation?
Tons.
Because he's the who?
My cat was killed.
Okay, because he was married, right? You know what I'm saying? He was married, so he put himself in that situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But how did he get there?
Yep.
He's on drugs.
Yep.
He's full of alcohol.
Yep.
The devil possessed him. If that's him on that tape.
If that's him on this tape, sometimes you need to see it from the other side to realize how ridiculous it is.
Yes.
When we say, hey, ladies, nobody should ever rape you or sexually assault you, but you should also maybe not put yourself in dangerous situations. Even if it does happen, it's wrong.
It's only.
Just don't put yourself in dangerous situations where these things could potentially happen, right? It is totally fine for women to say, hey, why is a married man hanging out with this woman in a hotel room at these hours? And again, you don't know that he's protecting these hurricane victims.
Yeah.
You assume there's just some regular thought or whatever. And then we understand that. We go, that's actually a good point. You're making a good point. Just keep the same energy the other way around. Ladies, if you're going back to some stranger's fucking hotel at 4 a.m. You don't know who the fuck these guys are.
He may or may not be a rapist.
He may or may
Because that's the thing. It's not the fact that the woman's putting herself in this situation. It's the fact that this guy may or may not be a rapist.
You don't know this guy.
Because the truth of the matter is, it's not a dangerous situation. You could be drunk and high around me all day long. I'm not going to touch you.
Oh, you're verified.
I'm not a rapist.
Come look for the blue check. If you're verified, you can be good. You can be safe.
It's some verified rapists out there.
Okay, are there?
Absolutely. There's some people out there with blue checks who are verified. All I'm simply saying is this young lady, Kev, just ran across a young woman who was a criminal in a lot of different aspects. She's a criminal because she's extorting him. She's a criminal because she blackmailed him. Morally, a lot of people would say, hey, you're a woman that cheated with a married man.
Don't cover thy neighbor's husband.
There you go.
Covet.
Don't cover. You cover them. Don't cover his dick with your mouth.
Or your vagina lips.
Don't cover thy neighbor's husband's dick with your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Facts.
It's simple. But God bless Kev. We wish him the best. And guys, another thing that we have learned, it's really just not worth it to cheat. At the end of the day, I am so happy with my wife. I love my wife. I love her more now than I've ever had. I don't know why. Just I guess because the older you get and you start seeing her in a different light as a mother.
Yeah.
How she's with the kids and how she holds the house down. We've really been together since we've been 16. So to see her now, it's like, wow. I just love her even more. I don't want to embarrass my wife, because that's what it is at the end of the day. I don't want to embarrass my wife at the end of the day. Like I'm big on loyalty. Okay, so just know. Oh, one more thing. People was upset that day I wouldn't give Kev Donkey of the Day. I'm never gonna give a man Donkey of the Day for things that I have done. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like I can't give him Donkey of the Day because he cheated on his wife. Like, I've cheated on my girl. I've been unfaithful to my wife. Like, so why would I give him Donkey of the Day for cheating on his wife? I can't do it. I can't do it. I would feel like too much of a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And what if 15 years from now, the devil possesses me?
It's true.
And I'm on drugs and I'm on alcohol and some girl rapes me and tapes it. You know what I'm saying?
It could very well happen.
I don't want to be judged.
It could very well happen.
You know what I mean?
And then they're going to replay your Donkey of the Day clip.
There you go. Same way they're doing Kev now by replaying him on The Breakfast Club.
Talking about how it was my rib, this, that, the other.
What rib? When have you ever eaten ribs and not had sides? Yeah. And I'm just playing white devil's advocate here.
No, it's a great point.
Baked beans, potato salad, corn on the cob. You got to have sides with a rib. You don't just have you look at a man with just a rib on his plate, you think he's a fucking madman.
Ribs by themselves? Wild fucking animals.
Wild fucking animals.
A lion has ribs by itself.
Every time you watch an episode of the Flintstones, you saw a goddamn lion or dinosaur eating a fucking rib. Yes, you don't eat no fucking rib by yourself.
Absolutely. And while we're talking about this rib situation, Adam created Eve out of his what?
Dick. Oh, rib. No, it was his rib. It was his rib. It was his rib.
Dick talk.
It was his rib. It was his rib.
Adam created Eve out of his rib. Yes. Right?
Yes.
And then Eve, what did Eve do? Eve cheated on God himself.
With Satan.
With the
goddamn devil. Over an apple.
Over an apple.
All it took was a fucking fruit for you to fucking flip on me and cause us all to be sinning now?
Imagine what some Puerto Rican pussy will do. You out here cheating on God for organic fruit.
Eve cheated on God over organic fruit. So imagine a man with some Puerto Rican pussy in his face. Wives don't stand a chance.
No.
What?
Nothing. Not close.
That is a fucking fact, Chris. I'm just letting Chris know that is a fact, and he better not dare dispute it.
Chris is our moral compass. Like, we so far left. We're like, yeah, Chris not talking anymore. We're like, yo, we good, Chris?
No,
what's
man.
going on?
I had a couple things I was going to say, but no.
They was giving Kev flack because on Kev's Breakfast Club interview, Kev said he never said he wouldn't cheat. What he said was it would be too risky for him to cheat nowadays.
Right.
He said that if somebody had, he said people have cameras and they're taking videos. He said he wouldn't be a good cheater.
He gave her the plan.
Because he'd worry about getting caught. That's true. And I'm going to tell you something else that we all can learn from that. When you know something is wrong and you still do it, you get burnt 3 times as hard as you would have if you didn't know.
Elaborate.
Okay, it's better to not know and do than to know and do.
Yeah.
Back to the Future Part 2, I believe it was.
Okay.
Marty McFly is old, and he knew he wasn't supposed to be making some gambling thing or side bet, you remember? And his boss jumped right in and goes, "You're fired."
Right.
Because he knew he wasn't supposed to be doing it. His wife warned him. Everybody told him he wasn't supposed to be doing it. He thought he could get away with it. That's when you get burned 3 times harder. When you know something is wrong, when you know you shouldn't be doing something, and you think you could get away with it anyway. That's when you get burnt 3 times harder, man.
Premeditated. It's like, even on some cheating shit, think about it. Is your wife going to be more upset, hypothetically?
Yes.
If you meet a girl, plan to meet her, plan to go to have you guys unite in Las Vegas or some city, plan to be there.
Yes.
Or if you're at a restaurant, the waitress winks at you, she asks if she could blow you in the bathroom, she blows you in the bathroom, and then you keep
I tell my wife that all the time.
What?
Did you blow guys in the bathroom? What the fuck, Chris? What do you tell your wife all the time? What part of that do you tell your wife all the time, Chris? Jesus
Again,
Christ.
hypothetically.
Yo, look how Chris is doubling down on this shit. Like, he's not afraid of the slander at all.
Because it's nothing. It's a conversation. Why would I be afraid of anything?
Go.
Anyway, all I was saying with my wife is I was like, a one-night stand. And this goes for her, too. It's just not me. I wouldn't maybe even be that mad. Hey, you go out, something happens, I'm not around, bang. Versus behind my back, you're setting stuff up. You're creating fake scenarios where I got to watch the kids. I got to do this.
Right.
That's, to me, that's cheating. That's a serious problem.
Cheating to you is watching the kids when you don't have to.
Yes. Listen, I understand
Listen,
what
baby,
you're
get
saying.
dick down on your own time. Don't take my time.
And that's why it's a clear double standard when it comes to cheating, because I talk to women about this all the time. The reason women can forgive men for cheating is because they know 9 times out of 10 we don't give a fuck about this girl.
Right.
But when men catch their women cheating, I know you have some type of emotional connection to this guy, because that's just how women are wired. Women get emotional.
I don't know if I buy that.
No, it's
I
true.
believe that
Their bodies aren't
You think it's
designed
just
for
some women?
casual sex.
Women tell me that I can just fucking keep it moving. I don't know. I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
No, you can't.
Because if that was the case, now don't get me wrong, it's some girls that you could do that shit with, but those are usually the ones you paying. So they prostitutes any goddamn way. But it's a reason that us as men have to court women. We gotta court them. We gotta convince them.
Their bodies are designed differently. Like, if you ask any woman, she is more likely to achieve orgasm with a guy that she's comfortable with and emotionally secure with, right? Not just some random dude she meets at a bar. It's very hard for them to come. So, like, one-night stands don't even make sense for women.
That's true.
How you gonna cheat on me and not come? That's insulting. What the fuck you cheat on me for? For blue balls? That's imagine I cheat on my girl and I didn't nut.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna risk it all to not come.
Women cheat for emo, guys cheat for ego.
We already said exactly.
Like, that's just the truth, man. That's whenever women have that conversation, that is the reason why. We know that you got to like this dude that you laying down with.
Exactly.
I don't have to like this girl. I fucked a crackhead in my life.
Multiple.
I fucked 2.
Two?
Me, I got head by more than I actually put my dick in.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you think I give a fuck about this crackhead?
No.
You think she gave a fuck about me? No, because she was getting crack. So unless you're making that kind of transaction, unless it's a woman that's doing it for drugs, or just straight up, yo, give me this money, I'm gonna blow you off, she don't give a fuck about you. But if it's a girl that you actually met and had conversation with, you got to like this guy in some way, shape, or form, my love.
It's how you're designed.
Yes.
That's why I don't even understand. How do I say that? I'm cool. I'm great with sluts. I think it's awesome to be a slut or whatever. If you want, that's totally fine. But that's why I won't. That's why I won't give sluts credit like I'll give male sluts credit. Does that make sense?
You won't give women sluts credit like
people
you do
go,
male sluts.
here's a double standard. They go, there's a double standard. They go, if a guy has sex with lots of women, he's the man. And if a girl has sex with lots of men,
she's a hoe.
She's a hoe. And it's, yes, because you're a hoe. It's easy to have sex with all these guys.
I would think it'd be harder for women, though, because they have to suppress so much emotion.
Okay. The emotional suppression could be difficult, but the act itself, like, for example, it's harder for a lion to hunt a gazelle.
Got you.
Right? It's maybe hard for a gazelle to suppress the urge to run away from the lion, but it's not hard for the gazelle to get eaten. You know what I'm saying? All the gazelle has to do is not run, and then the lion eats it.
So why do you think it's harder for women?
Me personally, I think it's easier for them to be sluts. It's like, here's the thing, you can be a slut.
Harder.
No. What I'm saying is you can be a slut as a woman. You can be a slut, and I'm totally cool with it. I'm just not going to give you credit. You're like a 7-footer dunking a basketball. I'm not going, how did you dunk that basketball?
You think it's easier for them to get laid?
Logistically
10 times easier for them
Okay, got you.
get laid. Now, how they deal with that act,
the judgment is different.
The judgment and how they deal with that act, how they judge themselves, not other people, but how they judge themselves, cool. But that double standard, I'm totally okay with. It is hard for a guy, and I'm not talking about Leonardo DiCaprio because, let's keep it real, Leo fucks everything. Guys don't think he's the man for that. Guys go, yeah, he's a famous rich guy. He's going to fuck everything. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, so
we give credit when guys overachieve in the pussy department, do we not?
Yeah.
When you were getting pussy earlier in your life before your fame.
Yeah.
Be like, yo, how the fuck Charlamagne get all these girls?
We salute Biggie way more than we salute Jared Leto.
Facts.
Jared Leto supposed to fuck everything.
Facts.
Yeah.
After Brad Pitt, we don't give a fuck about Brad getting pussy. Biggie's cockeyed ass was fucking everything.
Davies. Kofi,
easy.
What's his motherfucking name on Queen Sugar? Kofi,
easy.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all supposed to be getting all the pussy.
But the garbage man that got 3 side chicks, he got to get a pound from it. Just like I respect women that convince a lot of dudes to marry them. On some real shit?
Yeah, you got to be a real dickhead to be the 4th husband.
But
like who's Elizabeth Taylor? Who's that?
7.
Yeah, but tell me Elizabeth Taylor don't have game. That's girl game. You convince 4 dudes to cough up half.
By the way, Kim is on that path. Kim married 3.
At minimum,
married
and
3 times.
she was engaged to another dude, so it was almost 4. But then,
No, I think who's the 4th guy?
so the original one, she was
Some producer or something.
who's now with the Tamar Braxton or Tamar.
No, not Vincent.
I think so. She was engaged to him
Let me
early
see.
on.
I know who you're talking about though.
Yeah, but they didn't get married. But on some real shit, that's girl game. It's like it's easy to fuck
Yeah, but
us.
power
It's
is power.
hard
Elizabeth
to get
Taylor
us
had
to
power.
commit.
So you think it's power?
Power and money is attractive to
But
men and
Liz
women.
Taylor's getting dudes with more money than her.
No, the last guy was like that dude Larry Forsberg, who was like her gardener or fucking chauffeur or something.
She was
like
married to Damon Thomas.
Damon Thompson.
He was a music producer.
Yeah.
So that was Kim's first marriage. And then Chris Humphries, now Kanye.
I'm just saying there is value, especially in girls that aren't as wealthy as Kim. Like I respect that because I know how hard it is for a guy to get emotionally comfortable enough to commit, right? It's not easy for us to do. We don't just wife up anybody, wrong?
No, absolutely not. We put you through a hazing process. Let's be clear. 9 times out of 10, most guys treat their girl like shit in the beginning, especially when you're young.
Because we're scared.
And no, not only because we scared, that's what hip hop taught me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
Like bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. That's
Fair.
how that was my mindset.
Okay.
I remember Cameron said on the record, niggas think to teach a bitch. No, niggas think to teach a bitch, you gotta treat a bitch. Now you stupid motherfucker gotta beat a bitch. That's how you reach a bitch. Who thinks she all that? You know how confused I was? Like, am I supposed to hit her? Am I
Another great Cameron lyric. Bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I beat my bitch with a stick.
Jesus
What?
Christ, Cam. Cam would never make it in this era, by the way.
Yo, he got a new song
God
coming out.
damn.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you better not be talking about beating no women in 2017.
Yeah.
But the moral of the story is this. People make mistakes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And we cannot go around judging people for the mistakes they make. Kev made a mistake, allegedly.
Yep.
This young lady made a mistake.
Yep.
Kev's going to pay for his mistake. This young lady's going to pay for her mistake.
Yes.
Period.
Yep.
So only thing I would tell y'all is to learn from the mistakes of other people.
Yeah.
That's it. Because I know I have. I'm
Yeah.
scared straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
scared straight. And when
Or
you
just don't be in a marriage.
that don't mean nothing.
Yo,
That don't mean nothing.
there is something. There is
Doesn't mean
something
nothing.
though outside of that statement. There is something though about this tenet that you live by, which is live your truth.
That's it.
There is power in truth. Kevin chose to live it. A lot of other celebrities would choose not to.
Yeah.
A lot of other celebrities
Yeah.
would cough up bread.
Yeah.
We know celebrities that have done that.
That was a lot of money. They asked Kev for $30 million.
Son, if she
then
asked for
$15 million.
If she asked for $500,000, you think he would have coughed it up?
Yes.
Absolutely.
She
that's,
overshot.
That's
She
her
overshot,
dumbass.
yo.
By the way, dumbass.
Yeah.
By the way, dumbass young lady.
Yeah.
No, seriously. This is so stupid to
You
me.
need some Kev
this
claps
is,
with
this,
that.
You know, I'm gonna tell you who's to blame for that. Social media. You got online and you did this. I know this is what you did.
Mm-hmm.
You got online and you
Googled
Googled
blackmail.
Kevin Hart
Net worth.
Right. This is what you did. I know this is what you did.
Yup.
And it said 120 million.
You cough
so
up
in your
10.
mind, you was like, oh, 30 ain't nothing for him.
Mm-hmm.
You think he got $30 million in liquid cash just lying around that he can just give you. I know that's what you did. Yo, you could have asked for a cool mill.
He might have done that.
You'd have got a mill.
You might have
would've
got a
it
mill.
done.
You'd have got a mill.
Yeah.
Whoever is your proper pussy management coach
Fired.
coached you wrong.
Fired.
You would have got a mill. You totally overplayed this situation.
Yeah. Wow.
Kev would have gave her a mill.
In installments, maybe.
No.
She asked for 30 or 10. I read 10.
30. And then it was 15. So she started high, then I guess she came to her senses. I'm gonna be honest with you, I made up the 30 part.
No, you didn't, because I've
no,
heard 30.
Yeah, but I was told from very, very reliable
Reputable
sources,
yeah.
it was $15 million.
Okay.
That's high.
Absurd.
Absurd.
Anything over 5 is absurd. You start at
5 is
5.
absurd.
No, but if you start at 5 and then you
5,
settle
then
at
you won.
750,000, Kev thinks he won.
Bro, I'm taking give me a mill.
A mill to fuck a star. This ego on this bitch. The ego on this bitch.
Jesus
you
Christ.
think that your pussy is worth $10 million.
You ain't even get an STD.
Yo.
At least Usher
Real talk.
allegedly was giving girls herpes and paying them. That makes sense. Nothing happened to you, man.
Hey, man.
You ain't getting no. It's not like he got you pregnant and not taking care of
Yeah.
baby. You ain't get no STD.
Yeah.
You ain't do nothing but fuck. Take the
I'm
mill and
sorry.
get out of here.
I'm sorry.
Come
And you
on,
better
man.
not have come.
Come on,
Don't
man.
let me find out that you
Come on,
came
man.
and I have to pay you
Come
$10
on,
million.
man.
That's
Dumbass
bullshit.
girl.
That's
Dumbass
extortion.
girl.
That's extortion of my nut.
Dumbass girl. Both of them, I will. If that is Kev in that tape, both of them are extremely stupid because Kev has to be smarter as well.
Yeah, do it on your terms. Do
You're
it at your
Kevin Hart.
place.
Word up.
Get their phones. Get everything out of
Yes.
You do the Jordan thing. You have the suitcase with the contracts, and you pull one out.
Oh,
NDA,
man.
baby.
Dang.
there. And man, I heard a
But
crazy.
you can't do that. That's a paper trail. Can't do that when you're married. You can't have an NDA when you're married. That's a paper trail.
Jordan was married.
He was?
Yeah, but at
And it
NDA,
blew up. It still didn't work.
she
Yeah.
can't extort you because if she does, you have it written in the NDA that if she talks about it, she
Right.
gets rocked.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but I
does
heard
your
that.
lawyer have an NDA? Does the motherfucker who's drafting that paperwork, when you give it to him, have the NDA? Because one day he might just pull up with about 20 of those. Like, you know what, Michael? I saw that you made $1 billion last year with
lock
the
of my
Jordan brand
briefcase
shit.
is
I'm just
loose
saying,
right
I got about 20 of these
Yo.
NDAs here from girls saying they fucked you.
Cough it up.
You know, Christmas is coming around.
I'm
I
gonna
get a
need the
little bonus.
off-white ones.
That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yo, I heard the wildest MJ story. And this is how.
Oh, let's pay some bills and come back to MJ.
All right, Bill.
we put a button on Kev. Everybody learn from people's mistakes.
Shout out to Squarespace for supporting this podcast. Are you ready to start your own new business? You ready to make it stand out? Well, then use Squarespace. Okay, you need a website for it. Don't have a business without a website. Showcase your work, blog, publish content, even sell products and services of all kinds in just a few clicks. Customize everything from the look, the feel, the settings, the product, and use Squarespace's analytics to help you grow in real time. That's huge, by the way. A lot of people don't realize this. Don't just put up a website and not know where people are going to it, how they're getting there, how they're leaving, how long they've been there. Then you can target the people that actually fuck with you, right? Then you could target advertisers because if you know everybody's coming to your website from YouTube or you know everybody's coming to your website from ESPN, etc., now you can target the people that fuck with your product. Anyway, make sure that everything is optimized not only on your regular computer but your mobile.
Yes,
right?
and
So you
that's
can
what you can do with
change that.
Squarespace. Yep.
Real talk, you can make it happen.
And with over 200 extensions to choose from, Squarespace offers a new way to buy domains. Best of all, there's nothing to install. Patch or upgrade ever. Okay, but if you do have a question, Squarespace's award-winning 24/7 customer support is there to help. Head to squarespace.com to get your free trial started now. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code IDIOT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com, offer code IDIOT, IDIOT. A dream is just a great idea that doesn't have a website yet. Make it a reality with Squarespace.
Okay, so, real quick, by the way, before we get into MJ, thank you, everybody who checked out the Flagrant 2 podcast. We got a sports podcast coming to loudspeakers. It's myself, Akash Singh, and Cavs. We are like Cavs. And we had our first episode yesterday. It's called Thirst Take. Right now, it's on the Brilliant Idiots feed. Yeah. Cavs was good. But it's going to be up on iTunes tomorrow. So it's Flagrant 2. There's a few Flagrant 2 podcasts on iTunes we didn't know, but ours is Flagrant 2, No Easy Buckets. So make sure you go check that out. It's a sports podcast. Lots of flagrant hot takes. Good ass talk, man. So make sure you check that out. Also, Wester Bros is on iTunes as well. We're coming back for Stranger Things. So make sure you subscribe to both of those on the Apple Podcast app or whatever exactly that is. Now to this MJ talk.
Talk to me.
I heard from a reputable source that MJ would go on cell phone dates. And what he would do is, this is some cool shit, he would sit at a table at one side of the restaurant and his date would sit at a table at the other side of the restaurant and they would be on the phone with each other eating and enjoying the date and having conversation, etc., without sitting at the same table.
That sounds like some dumbass millennial shit. That
Bro.
sounds like motherfuckers sitting around tweeting each other and texting each other at the table now.
Bro, that's what you got to do when you're that famous and people could figure it out.
Yeah, but you look so obvious.
You think?
Yeah,
You're at
'cause
a
if I-
packed restaurant and somebody's at the other part of the restaurant, you're over here?
Well, if I'm in a packed restaurant, well, yeah, you're right, because all eyes would be on Michael. They wouldn't be on the
Everybody's
other
looking
shit.
at Mike. He's
Yeah,
on his
yeah,
phone,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
understandable. You're like, okay, I could see why Mike is on his phone. He's eating his shellfish or whatever.
That is so dumb. You're Michael fucking Jordan. You can fucking do that in a private jet in the sky. Like, you can go anywhere you want in the world. Why?
Because you don't want to go to the airport just to go on a date.
That's an ego trip.
Say what?
That's an ego trip.
Okay, maybe
Like-
it's an ego chip, but think about this. You're forcing that girl to be nice at convo. It's easy to go to the club, have a girl in a nice little outfit looking cute. You don't got to talk to her, interact. But when all you got is
Yeah,
convo,
man. I tell women that now, man. Make that man call you.
oof.
Some of y'all motherfuckers couldn't get pussy without emojis.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, have a
Facts.
conversation with me. Get on the phone with me. Talk to me.
Bro.
I got certain friends that refuse to text. Call me.
It's interesting.
And I get it. And they're all like around my age, so I understand. We all have to get back to that, man. I told y'all I've been on this social media fast. I'm trying to if you can get rid of yourself of something, anything you do for 21 days becomes a habit.
Yeah.
So I'm trying not to fuck with this
You read
social
that
media
book?
shit. I think I did. I read that somewhere. I don't know, years ago. But like I got a new phone. I took off everything. The only thing I got on my phone is Instagram.
Right.
And that's because I post pics.
Yep.
And that's about it. Like, I don't read comments and stuff like that on Instagram like that. Twitter, you find yourself all in the motherfucking comments.
Too much.
I never cared about Snapchat like that, so I don't have that on my motherfucking phone.
Yeah.
Like Periscope, I like going live, but I can do that on Instagram.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the reason I did that was because you have to disconnect from technology to reconnect with your motherfucking self. And like that shit it makes you awkward and it makes you socially awkward and you don't realize it. I don't want to talk to you through words.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you on the phone. You know what I'm saying?
Text is what you mean.
Through text. Like me and Duval was having this conversation yesterday. Duval was like, that's why I always, when I read stuff, I read for opinions and not facts. I understand exactly what he's saying. And he was like, that's why I don't read books. I'm like, no, you don't read books because you're from Florida. That's a whole other thing. Because books are actually good to read because books are well thought out opinions and POV. People have done research to back up the things that they believe, and they're putting them in book form and sharing with you. Social media is not that, bro. Social media is just a bunch of shooters. Like a bunch of just motherfuckers throwing shit up against the wall to see what sticks. Ain't no well-formulated, thought-out opinions on social media.
Yeah, you have to go through a filter to get a book.
It's all emotion.
Not
on
everybody
social media.
gets a book.
That's it.
Everybody gets a tweet.
Everybody gets a fucking tweet. Like, you gotta earn that right
and think
to
about
write a book.
Like, the books that are out are what are deemed the most qualified people to even write them. And then of those books, we only read probably about 1% of them.
What you mean out of the whole
out of
book?
all the books that are out right now, those are people which a publishing company has said, okay, we think you're good enough to write a book that people like. And then out of all those, only 1%, probably the top 1%, resonate, right? So you go through 2 filters by the time you're reading one of these good books. On Twitter, it's any asshole with 2 fingers. You only need 2 fingers. 2 fingers.
And there's no editor.
Nothing.
There's nobody to tell you when your release date is. And there's nobody to tell you when your shit is trash. We're not putting this out.
And they could respond to you. Like, there is something amazing that you get to talk to a celeb that you don't even know, or at least react to a celeb that you don't know. But there's also something like he gets an opinion on your book when he can't even write a 140-character grammatical sentence.
Absolutely, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm done with social media for a number of reasons. Like, I feel like we all live in this, as human beings, we're already dealing with a virtual reality, whether we realize it or not. What you believe is what you believe.
Sure.
What I believe is what I believe. Doesn't mean either one of us is actually correct.
Right.
Doesn't mean either one of us is dealing with facts or truth. Yeah. We're just believing what we believe to be true about certain things. So we're already dealing with a virtual reality. Like, me and you might have 2 different realities of God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's neither one of us, we don't know if either one of us is right. That's just our reality. So it's already a virtual reality. And then you got this digital shit that adds another component. So you're putting virtual on top of virtual. Yes. You don't know what's real on this motherfucker.
Yes.
That story of that young lady in Chicago, I can't remember her name. I know her last name is
Jenkins.
It's Kanika Jenkins.
Yep.
God bless the dead. Rest in peace to Kanika Jenkins. The way I saw social media manipulate that fucking story let me know I can't do this shit no more. Right. Like, you literally, she got lured to the hotel for $200. She got raped. She got killed by her friends, thrown in a freezer. How do we jump to that assumption? Like, how do we make that kind of assumption? When I heard the story, I was like, this isn't adding up. Because I'm like, if there was, first of all, I Googled the hotel. I'm like, this is a nice hotel. They probably got surveillance footage. If it was at like some dive hotel, I'm like, okay, this is possible. Yeah. But if this hotel in the middle of Chicago, nice hotel, I'm like, they probably got surveillance footage. So if they got surveillance footage, it'll show. Like, we'll see all of this. Then some people were watching an Instagram live that the kids were on, and they was like, oh, she was screaming in the background, and we could hear her crying. I didn't hear none of that shit when I listened to it. Right. So I'm like, how do y'all come to that assumption? So when I realized that people aren't dealing with reality to that extent, and they're creating fantasies out of these real life situations to that extent, I'm like, I gotta back away from this shit.
Yep.
I don't want my reality being played with like that. I just can't do it.
Yeah, there is something to that about the reality we create. Everybody's under the impression that their reality is the reality.
Yeah.
ISIS is under the impression that their reality is the reality.
Yes.
And that enables them to be virtuous in their actions, right?
Yes.
Like if you go to ISIS and you're like, yo, nah, it's just you that think that you have to do this to go to heaven. They'll be like, are you crazy? No, this is reality for everybody. Yeah. Atheists believe in their reality. New
Yorkers believe in their reality.
Facts.
People in Florida believe in their reality. Motherfuckers from down south believe in their reality. They think that's just the way things are.
Yeah.
Until you talk to other people and you're like, you don't believe this?
Yeah.
That's not the way it's done? Really? Y'all don't do that here?
A stupid whore thought her vagina was worth $10 million.
Whoa. 30.
$30 million.
Too much. Whatever it was, overpriced like a motherfucker.
Way too many commas.
Way too many. Roll back them prices, bitch.
Yeah, let's go.
All right? Walmart whore. We need you to be a Walmart whore. All right?
But you make a great point, which is like we exist in this thing that we kind of make up.
Yes.
And to a certain extent, and I've spoken to you about this and Duval about this, about like the importance of religion. I'm not saying religion got everything right.
Mm-hmm.
But there is important in that it did give everybody that existed in that world a grounded reality.
Okay, yeah.
Like shit we could agree on.
It gave you consequences to your reality.
Well, okay, two things,
Rules
right?
to your reality.
So a reality needs consequences because it's like, I can't steal, why not? Hell. But without hell, I might as well just steal, right?
Yes.
And there's this illusion, I think, that we have, at least atheists believe this, and I grew up with no religion, so they have this belief that like we have this innate morality inside us that we know to do right and wrong. I don't think we have that at all, and I think that's why so many people, now that religion isn't as important part of their lives, are gravitating maybe towards self-help because they're looking for guidance. They're like, okay, God and Jesus isn't telling me what to do. Charlemagne, what should I do? You seem successful. You seem to understand life. Tony Robbins, you seem to understand. Ty Lopez, you're the savior. Like, we still on some level need to be grounded and give it. I even find myself thinking, what would Charlemagne do in this situation? He's very good at handling situations. What would he do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's something in humanity. There's something in humans that we need guidelines.
I agree with that, and I will say that we have to. All of these people that you just named will tell you one thing: tap into your inner spirit. They will tell you tap into your consciousness. Like, because I do believe that we all have an innate ability to distinguish between right and wrong. But I believe over time, certain things that we learn, certain things that we start to believe in, start to warp that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
shit can be normalized.
Shit
During
can be
war,
normalized.
You're like, yeah, I can blow that town up.
That's what I'm saying. We certain things that we've learned and come to agree with in our life make us normalize certain things. Some pedophiles think being a pedophile is normal.
So check it. It's like, and I've thought about this all. Like, we're tribal people, right? So we exist in 150 person tribes, and I always wondered, like, why is it that people are able to believe shit that they know to be false or that they know is absurd? Because not agreeing with everybody in your group back in the day when there was a 150 person tribe got you killed.
Yeah.
That's how you died. It was like when you said, yo, I mean, look about Jesus. Jesus was like, yo, man, I think we should be able to eat bacon and fucking shellfish and that kind of stuff. He's like, they're like, what?
Yeah.
You think we should do what? You getting out of the fucking pit.
Yeah.
And I think, so there is something in it. That's why so few people are willing to stand outside of the group. It's rare because there's a part of us, our human instinct is to fit in.
Bro, watch kids. Watch kids. Kids are so free and so authentic.
Because they don't know
so
yet.
Genuine. They don't know nothing. As soon as they start to learn and they go to school and they're watching.
I need these sneakers.
I need these sneakers. I need these clothes. I want to wear my hair like this. Like they're coming to all these different agreements with their self.
Yeah.
And when you start coming with these different agreements with yourself, you start believing certain things. And when you start believing certain things, you start believing in those things more than you do yourself. I promise you, man, for every question that the universe can pose to you, if you can just find time to just sit down, relax, clear your mind of any outside influences, your brain can conceive an answer. I promise you that. That's why meditation is good.
Yep.
That's why yoga is good. That's why just sitting down sometime and being still is good. And that's why social media is bad because it's just a bunch of fucking noise.
Yeah,
like you literally sit around and think like, I want to say this, but I don't know what the backlash will be from social media
Yeah, dude,
or
all
what
the time.
people will think.
Yeah.
I can't play like that, bro.
Yeah,
I
dude.
can't play like that. I got to shoot. I can't play for Duke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I can't do it. I had to fuck this structure. What's up? Give me the goddamn ball.
You can't play prevent defense.
I can't do it.
Prevents you from winning.
No. I can't do it.
When
I
I
need
was
the
at
green light,
Burning
coach.
Man, bro, because I didn't have the ability to have social media, I was having such, and I'm drug induced, I'm drunk, but in the sober state, I was having such clear ideas. Like I could think about an idea and I could really go there with it and like peel it apart and have it. And I was writing notes and shit like that. And I was like, dude, I need to take more time. The second I got back into fucking New York, I'm on Twitter, I'm scrolling, I'm refresh. It's
Let me tell you
horrible.
something, man. I did this weekend is when I really was like, fuck it, because it was after the Khadijah Jenkins thing. That's not her name.
Kanika.
Khadijah's from Living Single.
Kanika?
Kanika. God bless the dead. I was off it, so I flew to LA Friday. Got Gucci Mane's book. I literally read Gucci Mane's book on the plane. Got off the plane, went to my meetings, went back to the hotel room, read Gucci Mane's book some more. Went out with my homies, salute to Alicia Renee, me, Alicia Van. We all went out that night, got something to eat, went back to the room, read some more, woke up in the morning. I'm like, damn, it's a 300-page book, I'm done.
Yeah.
I wasn't distracted by this fucking picking up my phone every 5 minutes and looking to see what's going on Twitter and this and that. Yo, they hit me Saturday. Somebody hit me Saturday night and goes, yo, you heard what happened to Kev? I didn't even pay no attention then. I didn't pay attention. I was like, well, what happened to Kev?
Yeah.
But I didn't go on social media to even look. It was that video where he was apologizing and all that shit like that.
Right.
I'm saying all of that to say that shit distracts us. Not only does it distract us, it ruins our creativity. Because you're not being a free artist when you're worried about what people think, what people will think about your art. And whether you're a rapper, whether you're a radio personality, whether you're a comedian, our art is vocalizing.
Absolutely.
Our art is our thoughts. Our art is our POV.
Yeah. And
That shit makes us give a fuck about what people think of our POV too much. And it makes us be aware of the amen choir. It's like we need that, preach. We need those retweets and this and that.
all the time,
I'll tell you something, man. If you live for the compliments, you'll die by the criticism.
True.
If you live for the compliments, the criticism will actually kill you.
It's one of the things I'm most proud of about Brilliant Idiots is, and even even throughout the week, like we have private conversations that I think are really hard, but we have them.
Absolutely.
And like, there'll be moments where like I'm just so happy that I'm able to like have these discussions.
Absolutely, because you can't tweet this shit.
Because you can't tweet it, but it's like we've created a bond or whatever. And I feel like with Brilliant Idiots, one of the things I'm most proud of is like people, like I've said multiple times in the episode, are very tribal.
Yes,
they just want to believe.
Even now, so more worse than ever.
Oh, absolutely, right? Because we're so polarized, right? It's like they wake up today and they're like, I hate Trump. CNN, tell me why. And they wake up today and they go, I love Trump. Fox News, tell me why. And they go, I hate men. Jezebel, tell me why. I hate women. Alt-right website, tell me why, etc. And I think one of the things that we've done in Brilliant Idiots, which is the most unique podcast out there, is that we've created an environment where people can indulge in ideas that they don't necessarily agree in.
Absolutely.
And we're almost like flipping our innate instincts on their head.
Yeah, and we keep talking about how we all got to communicate with each other, right? Like we always say that.
We fucking do it here.
But I'll say this: all of us shouldn't be communicating with each other, and I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. I really truly believe in energy. I believe in the spirit. I believe that you don't meet anybody for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Social media causes us all to run into each other. A bunch of people that you would never gravitate towards in real life, or you would never have a conversation with in their real life. Your spirit wouldn't even mesh with these people.
Right.
Like we find ourselves running into each other.
Yeah.
Why am I having conversations with these people? I'll give you two prime examples. Well, I could just use one from this week. Kevin Durant. Durant, some random guy tweets Kevin Durant and goes, give me one legitimate reason why you left Oklahoma City other than to win a championship.
Right.
Kev, oh my God, Kev, I'm disappointed by this, but I'm actually happy. Kev has another Twitter account.
His ghost account
that he tweets from.
Yeah.
He forgets to switch over.
Yeah.
From his ghost account, or from his regular account, and tweets out some shit like Billy Donovan. I didn't like playing for him, and look at the rest of that squad. Other than Russ, they sucked, and yada yada yada. I would have respected that if it was really you saying it, Kev.
Right, because he said he Kevin, he spoke
He spoke in third person, so you know it was a ghost account.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
he apologized for it.
Yeah,
and he
he
manned
came out
up
and
to
admitted
it.
it, yeah.
But why be a coward to begin with? But I'm saying all that to say,
Yeah.
Kev, why do you give a fuck? You're a multimillionaire who clearly made the right decision because you won a ring this year.
Yeah, but you know
why
why?
do you give a fuck what a random person on Twitter says?
Because on some level, he knows he jumped on the bandwagon.
Of course he does.
And on some level, I mean, it's what we've spoken about many times here. It's like he thought winning the ring was going to give him happiness, and then it didn't. And he was like, well, what the fuck do I do now? I guess I'm just going to start fighting with people on Twitter. He thought the ring was the end-all, be-all.
He's
that
not
will give me
fulfilled.
salvation.
Yeah.
That will fulfill. No, you got to fulfill your... It's like what Jim Carrey's doing right now, man. It's like,
It's what LeBron did.
well, but I think LeBron got that fulfillment.
When he won that ring in Cleveland.
Bang.
When he went back to Cleveland and won that ring.
Unfinished
he didn't
business.
get that fulfillment in Miami.
Right.
That's why I say, man, y'all can say what y'all want about LeBron. LeBron's career to me is fine.
Solidified.
He don't have to win 6 rings.
3-1 is solidified.
That motherfucker came back from 3-1 against a team with the greatest record ever in the history of the league and won a championship for Cleveland.
For Cleveland, yeah.
Nobody does shit for Cleveland.
Nothing's happened in
Okay?
Cleveland, yeah.
Has Trader Truth ever went to Cleveland and tried to help that fucking disaster area? All right. like
Bone Thugs don't even help Cleveland.
Nobody. Cleveland. A hurricane hit Cleveland decades ago and nobody cared.
Shitty Cleveland is.
Cleveland?
Bone Thugs' hit song was about the first of the month.
Fucking month. Wake up. It's the
Time to
first
pay
of
some
the
bills.
month. Like, what the fuck, man? Cleveland's a beautiful place now. You know why? Because of LeBron fucking James. And I don't even know if Cleveland has still escaped the shittiness that people think Cleveland is. And I'm not shitting on Cleveland. I'm just telling you how the rest of the world views Cleveland, okay? Because people in Cleveland, like how we talk about virtual realities, people in Cleveland think Cleveland is amazing.
'Cause they
As
don't
you
know no
should, that's your hood, okay? But to
Yeah.
the rest of the world, people look at Cleveland as a third world country.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving has been living a pretty prosperous life in Cleveland. He was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like,
No, it's true.
And he went to Boston.
Yeah, I know.
As if that's like Boston. As if that's what, for a black man. Boston is white people's Miami. No question about it. But for a black man, Boston? like you want to live in like Kyrie. Kyrie, you want to live in Boston, Kyrie? Boston?
I can just imagine guys go, hey, where all the bitches with freckles at?
Boston, baby, Boston.
If you like white women, though.
Absolutely.
I'm saying all that to say we care too much about motherfuckers' opinions on social media, and we shouldn't.
And it does impede the creative process.
It definitely impedes the creative process. You know
Think
how
about
much?
it. The most creative people throughout history, the change makers throughout history, have always made change because they didn't care about the opinions of the masses.
Boom.
Muhammad Ali, if he cared what everybody said, right, he wouldn't have lost his boxing license for 3 years protesting this being drafted, right? I think that's right. So it's like these types of people, everybody throughout history, Muhammad, Jesus, every single major change maker throughout history
Yes.
bucked conventional wisdom.
And whether you agree or not, that is the motherfucking truth. And everybody I know who is super creative isn't really on that shit like that. I watch them. And this is just an observation that I made. Like, I there's certain people that when I'm around them, they're so free.
Yeah.
They don't have a sense of awkwardness. They're in their own world. They doing what they want to do, saying what they want to say. And I'm looking at them like, wow, I like that. And I go and look at their social media because I want more of that.
Yeah.
They hardly on that shit.
Interesting.
They're hardly on that shit. And that's how I feel. Like right now, I'm like, I felt so free this past week.
Yeah.
I've written so much shit and came up with so many great ideas. I've been having so many just great conversations, bro.
Yeah, because you're actually conversing again.
Conversing. Like I'm not looking at my phone. Like I had a conversation with somebody yesterday who he would have had my full attention regardless anyway. But I had my phone in my pocket. My phone just kept ignored it.
Yeah.
Until I'm like, oh shit, my wife, I have a kid still in school. Let me see what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and it wasn't. So it's like I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just like, yo, disconnect from that technology, man, to reconnect with your motherfucking self. Because the problem of the era that we live in right now, technology is advancing more than psychology.
Go for it.
That's the fucking problem. Technology is moving faster than our fucking brains.
Okay.
I really truly believe that. I really truly believe that this technology is moving faster than we are. This shit is smarter than us.
Oh, absolutely. That's undeniable.
It's smarter than us. We're not even smart enough to fucking pump our brakes for a second and let the facts of a case come out. Before we all start making assumptions about what fucking happened and start coming up with all these stupid ass think pieces.
Why do we make those assumptions? Because we believe it before.
Because human beings have a need to try to understand things and try
They
to
have a
figure
need
things
to
out.
justify their own feelings. I don't think that we try to understand.
We definitely
the illusion is we want to understand. That's not what most people think. The smarter, you know how there's a great saying. It's what is it? All great minds think alike. Is that it?
Yeah.
Great minds think unalike.
Yeah, that's not even, no.
Okay.
'Cause the group think that's on social media gonna kill all you motherfuckers.
Great minds do
Ain't none of
not
y'all
think
minds
alike.
great,
A
and all of
great
y'all think alike.
mind
Yeah.
doesn't think like you. That's what makes it great.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I agree.
So we have situations where the majority of people are not trying to make sense of the world. The majority of people are tuning in to confirm their bias.
Yes.
The world is flat? Oh, yeah, it's flat, right? Because it stops over there. It's flat. The world is round? Oh, it's got to be round because,
I'm gonna say something. Great minds do think alike. But
great minds think like other great minds.
great minds think like other great minds. People whose minds aren't great group think alike.
But I think the point of the sentence was great minds think unalike from the rest of people.
Yes, mediocre minds group think alike.
Of course.
Yes.
But that's the majority of people, right? So, and that's why I'm so fucking stoked on Brilliant Idiots. It's just we've created this, not for everybody, but we've created this platform for a lot of listeners where we get tons of comments like this.
Yep.
Hey, man, I don't really agree with you on that shit, but it was interesting to hear that perspective.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist in the world.
Nah,
it doesn't exist in fucking Europe. It doesn't exist in America. It exists in small enclaves of people who are able to have discussions about shit that they disagree with without throwing out fucking, oh, you're homophobic, you're transphobic, you're whatever.
Misogynistic.
You're
all that
misogynistic,
bullshit.
you're racist. Like, we are able to have conversations about shit we're not sure about and throw ideas out there with a receptive audience.
I don't even know if I want to have conversations that I'm not sure about anymore. I want to have them amongst each other.
In places that are safe from judgment.
Yeah,
In places that are safe
yeah.
from getting fucking banned from advertisers, from places that are safe from persecution.
I think it's too. I agree with you, and I just think it's too dangerous to try to figure things out publicly nowadays.
Oh, absolutely. That's what's so important about creating platforms of people who are willing to think like this. Like, there are people who tell you how to think.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of my tribe, when I think of the people that I want to be a part of, right? It's people who don't tell you how to think. It's people who have strong convictions in their beliefs, but they listen to the other side because it only makes their side stronger. I need to know what the person who opposes me think. It's like a lawyer. What does a lawyer do, right? A lawyer goes, what is the other side's case? Tell me everything. Give me all your evidence. Give me everything.
Because you got to defend it.
Bang.
You got to create a defense against it. I do think that human beings have a desire to try to understand everything, because if you understand something, you feel like you can control it. And that's why I hate natural disasters for the obvious reasons. Sure. You know what I'm saying? But I love natural disasters because it shows us that some things are bigger than us. But even with that, you got motherfuckers trying to figure out what it is. Oh, it's climate change. I mean, since when have Category 5 hurricanes not been fucking Category 5 hurricanes? Right. I lived through Hugo. They weren't talking about climate change during fucking Hugo.
Bill, remember Bill?
Yes, they were.
Huh?
People were talking about climate change during Hugo.
In the 80s?
Yes.
Bro, in the 80s,
Chris,
we didn't even...
how old were you in 88, Chris?
I was 18 years old and I was working for Greenpeace. Believe me, they were talking about climate change.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Here's the thing.
No, but guess what? A Category 5 hurricane is still a Category 5 hurricane.
It's the frequency.
And whether or not,
it's not that it exists. It's the frequency of them one on top of each other is the concern.
we don't know if that's climate change or not. All I know is that there's nothing you can do about it.
Hurricane season.
Oh, you can.
And look, climate change might have something to do with it, but this is another thing that we do. This is
say that again.
Hurricane season.
And it's a reason that they go from A to Z. All right? Like, they know that they could be back.
If hurricanes weren't there, we'd still be on Andrew.
Why are we acting like we haven't seen back-to-back hurricanes before?
Yeah.
We have.
So what's the point? What are you talking about then?
Every summer, at the end of every summer it happens. And then you have nor'easters as well. Look, I'm not saying climate change doesn't exist. And the fact that there's hurricanes that are strong, or if there's one season without hurricanes, it doesn't mean that climate change isn't real, right? Climate change is still real regardless of hurricanes. The problem is this is the logic that we're doing, right? It's people that believe in climate change see something happen, right? People believe in climate change and they go, oh, you see that hurricane? That's because of this thing that I feel, right? Everybody takes their own bias and they put it onto an event. Like, for example, IMF.
No, stay with that. You're right. You're
Exactly.
right.
So I believe in climate change. A hurricane happens. Well, that must be because of climate change. Hey, look, I'm right.
And guess what? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Feminists will do the exact same thing. Feminists will go, I believe it. Women are oppressed. You see this hurricane? Mother Nature pissed off that you're oppressing women. Everybody
What
will
are you talking
find a way to build their
No.
argument around
It's
it.
like even people in religion.
Yeah.
People in religion, they'll go to the scripture, which the scripture does say a lot of this stuff, by the way.
Sure.
But they'll go to the scripture and be like, see, this is why
God's wrath.
this is why homophobia is wrong.
Right.
I mean, this is why being gay is wrong. God is bringing down his wrath on America because
Right.
y'all are allowing anything to happen.
Yep.
Pat Robertson.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, yes, everybody can use certain things to justify why something is happening. But guess what? All I'm trying to say is it doesn't fucking matter.
But-
it don't matter if you think that hurricane is God's wrath.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you think that hurricane is fucking climate change.
Yeah.
When that category 5 come, you better find a fucking shelter.
Facts.
Right? That's all that matters.
So here's
And
my
then you
question
better,
to you.
after it's done, change your lifestyle and try to stop climate change.
Sure. And I'm with that, but like, why do you think that people? Why do you think that people try to? I don't know, take credit for it, or why?
No, I really think I think people, human beings, we fear what we don't understand. So
Facts.
being that fear gives us anxiety and it makes us scared, we try to have logical reasoning for
Yes.
things that are just out of the realm of our understanding.
For sure.
Cause yo,
Yeah.
like this guy called the radio station this morning, pissed me off, man. He goes, the dude Sean, salute to Sean, he always calls, but he said that, I heard Envy say something about how do you protect yourself from hurricanes, or how do you stop hurricanes. He was like, if you celebrate Passover, the natural disasters will pass over you. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
That is true.
Like, that sounds stupid as hell.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think because you think people in Houston didn't believe in God? You think there were the people in Houston who didn't celebrate Passover, who probably celebrated Passover and still lost their house, still have people who died? Like, what are you talking about right now?
Yeah.
None of that has nothing. Mother Nature is not prejudice.
No.
God, I'm not even gonna say God. I'm just gonna say all these natural disasters are not prejudice.
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
care what race you are. They
Yeah.
don't care what sexuality you are. They don't care about your political party. They don't care about your gender. If an earthquake hits, all these billionaire houses gonna come down too.
Facts.
So what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it.
Well, it's selfish, isn't it?
Very.
It's selfish to take every natural disaster or tragedy and attribute it to your belief system. Like,
Come on, man.
Because you don't actually have empathy for the people affected.
Come on.
All you do is care about proving your bias.
Come on, man. And what about then what happens when you, who are Mr. or Mrs. prayed up,
Right.
Mr. or Mrs. spiritual, and
Yeah,
this is happening because God is mad at the world? What happens when your house gets torn down?
Yeah.
So what's going on with you?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
now should I look at you and be like, oh, so what you been doing? Huh, Miss Sinner? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Thought this don't happen to you because you celebrate Passover. Thought the natural disaster was going to pass over you. Like, it's all BS. In human beings, we try to understand things that we're not supposed to understand. And that's why I like when these natural disasters happen, like I said earlier, because it shows us that there is something bigger than us. I don't know I believe in God. If you don't want to call it God, cool.
Sure.
Just know there's something bigger than us. And it ain't just climate change, okay? Because hurricanes have been around. Right?
a minute, so have earthquakes.
Earthquakes have been around. You do realize that this was all one big landmass at one point.
Absolutely.
Until earthquakes came and broke this shit apart.
Yeah, so and the interesting thing about Mexico right now is RIP to the 200 plus people who have died in Mexico with the earthquake. But so Mexico has a system to detect earthquakes that actually America doesn't even have. So they had detected that there would be an earthquake. And a lot of people's lives were saved because of that.
Really?
And also Mexico City specifically, the landmass that it sits on, it's on like a dried lake
it's a drained
type of thing,
swamp. It
or a
was the
drained swamp.
Aztec,
So
yeah.
like it's even worse because the foundation
Foundation's not
itself
solid.
isn't solid, right? So it's way more affected by these types of land shifts. So with Mexico, with this Mexico situation. There was an earthquake in 1985 in Mexico. It killed like 1,000 people.
3,000 people.
Or 3,000 people, right? So they've used technology to help them out. But for people who just
So why are
want
we building a wall around them? Share that goddamn technology because California about to get it.
we might need to build a wall because they're about to come over here. They
told
find
you-
out there's no earthquakes going on over here. They're about done with Mexico.
No,
after
LA
this
about to
shit,
get
boy.
one. I told y'all a few weeks ago the hurricanes
did.
just to
It got
begin.
one last night.
No, LA gonna get a big one.
It's going to happen. It's going to break it up. Dude, it's only a matter of time. It's Jenga, dog. This shit is underneath the earth is Jenga. You just got these plates. They're resting on each other. They're moving 3 inches. And eventually, they move a little 3 inches and then there's a slide. And when that slide happens, you get a hurricane. Sometimes that slide's bigger than other days.
And the Earth don't even know what it did. The Earth didn't even know it killed 3,000
And
people.
the Earth don't care about your little 2-bedroom house in Malibu.
Nope.
Nobody
It's the
give a-
Earth.
That's it.
Earth is like, yo, y'all don't care about me.
Shit.
Y'all throw shit all on the side of the road. You tearing
But
down
that's
all
the point about climate change.
But climate change doesn't affect earthquakes, right? Earthquakes
Okay,
have
it doesn't
existed from the
affect
beginning of
earthquakes,
time.
yeah.
So why would you yell that out, Chris? That's the point about climate change. What do you mean?
Because the fact that we're damaging the earth without thinking about the consequences is why we have to start.
Now
thinking.
that I agree with. Now
He
you
has
want-
one good argument that he was saying earlier before the show, which is not one. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. Go.
About climate changing for earthquakes is like they have said that fracking, you know, that way of getting oil out of the earth,
I thought fracking was when you try to jack off on a soft dick.
is that fracking?
What's fracking? That's what I thought that was.
I've never jerked off myself.
Okay.
But they said, okay, shout out to all the frackers out there.
Who's all the frackers?
But they said fracking because you're like shaking the actual earth underneath, and you're taking oil. You're taking oil or gas out of the earth, right?
You're draining liquid.
You're
It
draining
affects
liquid.
the
So anytime you
makeup
drain
of it.
anything, now there's space, right? And something needs to fill space. That's just the natural progression of like physics, right? So in this situation, when nothing can fill space, the earth might move itself to fill it. So there is argument that fracking and taking oil out of earth should create earthquakes. That being said, ain't no fucking earthquakes in Iran. Ain't no earthquakes
What?
in Saudi Arabia.
You just said there's no earthquakes in Iran.
There's
They had
not.
an earthquake that killed like 15,000 people 3 years ago in Iran.
This is the Brilliant Idiots podcast.
All right. Okay. No earthquakes.
But
in
no,
Iran.
give us the
Yeah.
facts when we need facts. Okay.
Hold up. That's right. They got earthquakes like that out there. Well, shit, they better not be taking oil out of the ground. So there is an argument for that.
Yeah.
But I would say it's not climate change. But yeah, that's legit.
This is the thing. I do feel. First of all, the Earth is a living organism. This is what I believe. This is Charlamagne the God's belief.
You're not
The Earth
wrong.
is-
This grass is
Exactly.
living, right?
The
Trees
Earth-
are living.
The Earth is a living organism. When you don't treat any living organism right, it rebels against you. I feel like the Earth is rebelling against us right now, and this is so crazy because I was riding in the car this morning and I thought about this because I was listening to Oprah's, which I love. I love this podcast, man. Oprah's Super Soul podcast. And I forgot who she had on there this morning. It was some lady who was a nun. She knew she was going to be a nun since 3 years old. And you know, a lot of religious people always say, you know, God gives you everything you need. And then people will say things like, no, he doesn't. Like, I need money to pay my bills and I need this and that and this and that. Imagine if the world wasn't modern civilization the way we know it, meaning that man hadn't created this thing called currency and, you know, all of this other stuff. Like, imagine if we had to live the way cave people used to actually live.
Yeah.
In that case, the earth does give us everything that we need. I'm from the South.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I hunt for my food. I fish for my food.
Right.
We garden. You know what I'm saying? We live off
Chop
the
down
land.
trees to make shelter,
Absolutely.
fire,
So what I'm saying is, we've treated the earth like this machine, and we've kind of like ran it into the ground. Like the reason the earth isn't cooperating with us because we're not cooperating with the earth. Like if we literally, and I'm saying the moral of the story is, if you look at all these natural disasters, earthquakes, hurricanes, the threat of a nuclear war.
Right.
If all of that happens, all we're gonna have is this planet, baby.
Yeah.
So all we're gonna have is this planet.
And
take care of this shit.
have-
is what I'm
we
So
saying.
have
you're making the argument for
Well,
why
no,
people are
we
upset
have
about
some
climate
ego
change.
though, because we have ego when it comes to these things. We act like the planet cares about us. 99% of all species that have existed on planet Earth have died.
Maybe we're not supposed to be here long.
Nobody's here long.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
had-
We've been here-
we had a
this shit
good
has been
run.
here for billions of years.
had a good
Humans
run.
have been here for what, 7 mil or something
Hey,
like that?
man.
The Earth gonna keep spinning around the sun.
Hey.
It's not like the Earth. It's not like we die and the Earth goes, all right, well, I'm done rotating.
Bro,
I'm tapping out.
I don't even. First of all, I don't even know how many more. I don't know how many. It used to be 9 planets. I don't know how many's out there now. I don't know what they teach y'all in school
Listen,
now.
shout out
But-
to Pluto. You had a good run.
By the way, we talk about how there's no life on these planets. How do we know there wasn't at some point? But guess what? Though
Yep.
that structure's still standing. Right? That structure's still there. God, like, well, you know, you win some, you lose some. That structure popping, right?
Listen,
that other shit I created, them humans or whatever, they didn't last.
NBA team could leave a seat. They still gonna use the arena.
I'm gonna use the arena, baby.
You know what I
We're gonna do
mean?
some concerts in this
Let's go.
motherfucker.
Guns N' Roses
All
gonna
right?
play in that bitch.
Joel Osteen.
Remember them dinosaurs? Why you don't make no more of those? Defective model, old model. These humans is cool too, but watch my next shit. After that, all right, I'm like, these humans are cool, but this next species I create, whoa, they're gonna be fire.
So we got a vested interest in taking care of it. I'm not denying that.
Yes.
We have a vested interest in taking care of the planet because the planet don't give a fuck about us.
It shouldn't. Think about it. I give everything
They're
you
the
want is here.
landlord.
I'm telling you, man, go out of town. Go to Anguilla.
Yeah.
God bless the people in Anguilla.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, they gonna be okay. And you know why they gonna be okay?
Yep.
They know how to live off the land.
Sure.
They gonna rebuild Anguilla. They fine. They didn't get electricity till 1984. There's people there that know how to survive that type of shit.
Yeah.
Let that shit happen in New York right now.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers will be lost. The bodega not open? When the bodega open back up? Like when's Con Edison gonna turn the goddamn lights on? Like you're gonna be lost
True.
in New York.
It's true.
Lost.
It's true.
Them motherfuckers down there, they can't handle it. West Virginia? You think those motherfuckers can't live off the land?
Oh, they're good.
I went to West Virginia. I tell you all the time, best meal I ever had. One of them, West Virginia. Everything I ate, they either hunted, caught, or grew themselves.
Yeah.
We had green peas, we had bear shoulder, we had squirrel dumplings, deer hash, and that shit was good as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
A pecan pie that was made from actual pecans that Shane's mama grew. Rest in peace, Shane.
Yeah.
Like, those people down south know how to survive off the land. Motherfuckers up here, man, please.
It's true.
They're going to be lost.
And don't get me wrong, there's a balance, right? It's like the modernization of technology and society has created a bunch of drugs that have enabled humans to live and beat diseases that would have killed us out, right? Like there's like capitalism isn't bad, like and technology isn't bad. We're still here because of it. And we've actually exponentially grown in terms of how many people are on the planet because of it. Right?
I totally agree.
I mean, there's a reason why people have more kids in these societies that are, well, I don't know if we have more kids in modern society, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, GMOs have fed half the world. We could say GMOs are bad, but motherfuckers are eating because of GMOs that they would have starved to death back in the day. People used to starve to death.
Or you could look at it like this. We could live longer, live healthier if everybody just ate when they were supposed to eat, meaning everything ain't supposed to be in season. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. It's cool. Like I said, certain places you go, you just can't get certain shit because it's not in season.
Yeah, but
America
I'm not
don't
going to
give
have a burrito
fuck.
without guacamole, dog. You're not going to tell me I got to wait till September for guacamole.
America like watermelon year round.
Facts.
All right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is weird, bro. Like, strawberries year round.
Oh,
like, that shit is weird. But
don't tell me I can't have fruit when I want to have that shit.
I just feel like, man, like any other person who's granted free will has taken advantage of the opportunities that were presented here on this planet.
You actually are onto something because maybe we do need to restrict what fruits and shit we have. Because think about how excited people get for pumpkin around September, October.
Word up.
Like pumpkin spice hit Starbucks and then white girls are lining up for
goddamn
fucking
right.
blocks to get that shit. If you did that with avocados, strawberries, think about it.
Eggnog.
Bro.
You don't get eggnog to the holidays?
And if they gave that shit all year round, we
Gross.
would never drink it.
Never.
The fuck
Not
out of
drinking
here.
this
That's a
gross
yeast
shit.
infection waiting to happen drinking eggnog.
Eggnog only tastes good around the holidays.
Because that's when you only have to drink it. You're like, fine, I'll
Right.
stomach this nonsense.
Let's end with the Canelo Triple G fight.
What was your thoughts?
I thought, like I said, when I texted everybody, as soon as the fight was over, I said, that's a draw.
Yeah.
So when it was over, I texted everybody like that was a draw.
Yep.
And I don't see it any other way. I don't think Canelo won. I don't think Triple G won. I think that if you watch the whole fight, the early rounds went to Canelo.
Yep.
Triple G changed the pace of the fight throughout the middle and controlled the pace of the fight.
Yep.
Towards the end, Canelo came back and won, and like won those rounds. So I thought it was even. Neither one of them hurt each other.
Yep.
Like, and everybody was talking about how Triple G was running through Canelo's punches. Those punches still count, bro.
Yeah.
Like
A
they
landed
still
punch is a
count.
landed
A
punch,
landed
yeah.
punch is a landed punch. So when it was over, I was like, that was a good fight, and I thought it was a draw, and I was really surprised that they didn't hurt each other because that's what we was expecting. We was expecting one of them bloody ass, everybody's swollen, motherfuckers going to the hospital in a wheelchair afterwards.
Yep.
That's what we was expecting.
Yep.
It was a better boxing match than we thought it was going to be.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I gave it to Triple G. And I think if it was judged fairly, Triple G would have won, which makes my prediction right because I thought it was going to be a decision going to Triple G. I watched it a second time on my phone. I wasn't furious. I wasn't as upset by the decision the second time around.
I think
because I was trying to find rounds for Canelo.
Yeah.
And I'll say this: when Canelo won a round, it was more clear than when Triple G won a round.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you something Canelo did that I think he learned from Floyd.
Okay.
He did it in the second round, third round. He definitely did it in the 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Yep.
He would come out early. Boom, 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 boom.
Move.
Score his points, and then get on the defensive.
Bang.
Yeah, fucking Triple G missing mad right hand jab. Like
So here's something I realized about this fight. Canelo is the better fighter.
easily. Better boxer.
He's the
easily.
better boxer. He's the better fighter in general. He's actually one of the most skilled fighters I've seen in a while. What he doesn't
He wasn't
have,
always like that. He learned from Floyd.
but what he doesn't have is intelligence. Floyd is the smartest boxer I've ever seen in my life because of his ability to change in the ring and make adjustments. What Canelo is obedient. You can teach Canelo what to do in a fight, right? Yeah. Like, Canelo had one strategy this fight. Avoid Triple G's straight right hand. Did you notice he turned out every time?
Every time.
He saw it coming.
Every time.
He countered him beautifully.
Every time.
But he didn't change anything, and he did one thing was fucked up. At about on the fourth round, he started to lay on the ropes, and that was the only time Triple G scored.
By the way, that was the other thing that I couldn't. Everybody was like, "Oh, he kept pushing Canelo against the ropes." No, Canelo went to lay on the ropes himself a couple times in that fight.
Bad decision. Because when he went on the ropes, that's when Triple G won rounds. If he kept moving, I think if they have a rematch, that Canelo wins it by just outboxing him. Because if Floyd fought Triple G, he'd wash him, destroy him.
He's so slow.
He's just too slow. He's too slow. But that being said, what Mayweather has that Canelo doesn't have is the ring smarts to make changes in the moment. Mayweather's ability to adjust in the ring is unmatched by anything. It's just as impressive as Elon Musk's ability to like think up ingenious like technological.
But it's a gift.
It's a gift.
You can't teach what Floyd got. Yeah. I mean, Floyd has been able to like make that gift better. You know what I'm saying? He's cultivated work that he honed on it, but no, that's a gift.
He had it. And Canelo just doesn't have that mental gift, but he has the physical gifts, maybe even more physically gifted than Floyd.
Yeah, because he's bigger and faster.
He's unbelievably fast.
And
great boxing, defensive, but he just couldn't make those adjustments or realize, hey, when I touch him up easily and then just move for the rest of the round, I win rounds easy.
Yeah. But that's what he was doing.
But fourth round, fifth round, sixth round, he stopped that shit.
He did, but it was two things. When he would lean up against the ropes, that made Triple G's aggressiveness look worse than it actually was.
But it scored for Triple G because he was able to land maybe a couple punches where he was able to land none when Canelo was moving.
I think Canelo was doing that because he thought that he could get better counter punches off.
Yeah.
But then when he realized, I couldn't, because he got one good uppercut off that ropes.
He got an uppercut, and then it was close to the ropes when he landed that haymaker bomb, and then Triple G walked through that shit like the Terminator.
And once you do that, you're like, okay, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this guy?
Well, I think that freaked Canelo out. I think this is the first time Canelo hit somebody with everything and it didn't do anything.
Nothing.
And I think that's like, bro, that is demoralizing.
They need to check Triple G's blood.
Son, it's like when you, bro, they do.
I'm serious, man. I'm dead serious, man. Something ain't right, man. I'm looking at this shit like, what the fuck? Like, it was that one uppercut. I'm like, Canelo drops anybody else with that punch.
Oh, absolutely.
Anybody.
It's absolutely.
It didn't phase Triple G.
Nothing.
But mind you, Triple G was landing on Canelo. Canelo wasn't phased either. Canelo didn't wobble. Canelo was dropping his gloves like, yo, what's up?
No.
That's all you got?
That's some demoralizing shit. It's like when you push a girl's head down your dick and then she just swallows the whole thing, and you're like, you just gonna swallow that?
Yeah, you do like this a little.
You're not gonna struggle?
Do like that. Just make this shit hit the back of your throat.
Push back into it?
Yeah. But I thought it was a great fight. I can't wait to see it again. I hope it happens Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, did you see Stephen A. Smith's dumbass?
No, what he said?
Oh, this motherfucker. He's talking to Max.
I don't like First Take no more, man.
Yeah. You need to listen to Flagrant 2. We don't know how to.
Can we talk about that for a second?
But real quick. He goes, Stephen A. Smith goes, they're going to have another fight. In the next fight, he goes, Kellerman goes, they're going to do it. It'll be Cinco de Mayo because Canelo fights twice a year.
Absolutely.
Once a Mexican Independence Day and once a Cinco de Mayo. And then Stephen A. Smith goes, what day is Cinco de Mayo? Bro, Kellerman takes a pause and he goes, probably around the 5th of May.
Why
one of those days.
That?
Bro, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. Stephen A. Smith might be on some drugs. I'm not sure what it is. He really might be on. I don't even know what the hell it is. But Flagrant 2, we got a hot sports podcast for all your sports needs. Come holler at us.
Talk about that because I noticed people in the comments section looking at them saying, "Oh, well, this means Brilliant Idiots is breaking up." Explain what you're doing.
No. There's obviously no breakup. To be honest, I was a couple-fold. One, I was inspired by Charlemagne. I see Charlemagne do morning radio every single day of the week and do a podcast and do all these TV shows and do all these things. And I go and I'm sitting here going, I'm not working enough. I do stand-up every night. I absolutely do. And that is my first love and my first passion, what I want to do more than anything in the world. But I got hours open during the day.
Bro, Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew do several podcasts.
Exactly. So the way I thought about this is like, this to me is like the mothership podcast. This is what like sets the tone of what I want to talk about. This is where we talk about all these big events that happen. But then there's also more like nuance, niche specific things that I'd also like to talk about that we might just not get to on Brilliant Idiots, or we might not get, just like with Breakfast Club with you, like you might not be able to get in depth about a topic.
Absolutely.
So and then we get to have, brilliant idiots. So I was just like, it would be such a brilliant and fun thing to do is to have this like TV movie thing with Wester Bros, this really nuanced sports podcast with Akash, and then maybe down the road another, political thing, but it's just one of those things where even putting out 441 really inspired me, and we even have these talks throughout the week where you keep talking about, and you should share this with people because it was brilliant to hear about execution. There are people who talk.
That's next week's podcast. We'll talk about it.
All right, fine. But it's important, I think,
You gotta
people
execute.
get.
Yeah.
It's like people who talk and then they don't do. And then all they end up becoming is, what did you say?
Nothing.
Nothing.
A motherfucker that talks and you like, oh, he's full of shit.
Exactly.
He's always talking about what he's going to do and don't ever do shit.
And don't ever do it.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where it's like, no, I have this opportunity to do it, and I have time that I can put aside to do it. And I was like, I want to create these things, and I hope people come fuck with it. But it's just my joy to have these conversations. And so absolutely, no, there's nothing stopping Brilliant. Brilliant is what feeds this motherfucker. Brilliant is the Tesseract. This is what makes me realize I
don't
can
even
do
know why
these things.
we addressed that, Chris. Jesus Christ. Stop reading comments, dude. You missed that part of the podcast.
Yeah, well, you got to not care, man.
Stop reading comments.
Well, hold on. Okay. Maybe I put too much weight on that, but I do think it's important for you to explain what the vision is, and also like specifically when it's going to drop, because I think that's another question people
Flagrant
have
2.
when they see it come in the Idiot's feed. They don't know what day.
Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
It's coming in the Idiot's feed for twofold. One, it's great promotion, right? It's like I'm able to show you guys this other thing that I'm doing with these people. But also, in order to get on Apple Podcasts, you have to first have your podcast out. So they don't, right? It's like
you have to get the RSS feed set up on SoundCloud
first for them to accept it, right?
Right.
So it's great promo, one, and then two, we have the RSS feed set up on SoundCloud, and now once Apple accepts it, now you guys can subscribe to that specific
So
one.
Tuesdays for Flagrant 2.
Flagrant 2 is Flagrant Tuesdays, every Tuesday. Wester Bros is going to be specific to the show that's out, right?
Got it.
I don't want to force Wester Bros. I only want to talk about these movies and TV shows that I actually like with my guys. And then in the future more. But like I said, there's 5 days out of the week. People want content. They want this conversation. And it's like, there's no reason why there shouldn't be more.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Adam Carolla literally has like 4 different podcasts he does.
Yeah.
Right. And him and Dr. Drew, they got their network. They do their show together, but then they got like 4 or 5 different shows that they
Look, I see. I mean, again, I'm reading the comments. It's true, but I see a lot of people want this daily.
What Brilliant Idiots? I mean, that's
Fuck your pockets, Chris.
fuck
Fuck your pockets, Chris.
Yeah,
I
you
want
get
this
us
daily.
4 ads a fucking
you
day.
get us 4 ads a day.
And then we'll
be
get
here,
to daily.
All right?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
And that's another thing. That's the thing. I would obviously love to do it daily, but I understand your schedule is intense, and you have something that you're doing daily. But obviously it's a great passion of mine to do it. But I think that you also have to chase your goals and chase your dreams and shit. I would love to give you something Monday through Thursday. Real talk. I would love to give you one thing a day. Thursdays, obviously, Brilliant Idiots Thursdays, and I'd love to give you the other thing, and then hit the road Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm telling you, this is the most fun I have all day doing these things because the rest of the day I'm staring at my fucking Twitter feed.
Yeah.
This gives me a break from this shit. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway.
So listen, as always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're intelligent, you think we're brilliant, you're absolutely right. If you listen to this podcast and you think we're just a couple idiots who don't know shit,